Good evening. I'm Andrew Stern, Executive Director of Restore St. Louis. Thank you all for coming to the Restore St. Louis Celebration Dinner. We want to thank all of you who have given your time and resources for your generous support. And thank you to all of our table sponsors, and a special thanks to our lead sponsor, Dent Wizard. And now sit back and let our participants tell you how Restore St. Louis is reflecting God's love in our community.
My name is Jacqueline White. Most people call me Jackie or Miss Jackie. And I was born here in St. Louis, and I've lived here all my life. I live right across the street from New South City. My last position was at the Salvation Army. And it was the one on page, the Family Haven, and I was the counselor. I worked there about 19 years. And I really enjoyed it because I worked with families and who didn't know they were being counseled. They didn't know that they would come together, you know, and understand that this is a unit and you all are in need and you need each other. I had an abusive husband. I had an abusive mother. I had people that looked down on me because I was ambitious and I wanted to help people. So we kind of hit it off right away. You know, they were enthusiastic about what to do. And they said, well, we'll start here. Before I could even say anything, we'll start here. And, you know, we talked the whole time they were there. I was supposed to go back in the house and sit and let them do their job. But we all got in conversations. And I think they were a little impressed too, you know, that this old lady could talk and relate to, you know, I could tell I was relating to them. I hadn't had anybody help me before. It was always like somebody was trying to put the thumb down on me. And I was just keep going, you know. It got me back to having faith again in people. They've done such a wonderful job of uplifting me without intending to. That wasn't the purpose, to come and uplift me, but to come and help me and to come and show me what love really looks like and what caring really looks like, caring about another human being. And I hadn't had that in a long time.
My name is Alex Heshimana. I'm from Burundi, and I came to St. Louis in 2007. I was 11 years old. I got involved with tutoring probably the next week or 2 weeks after I got here. Michael Solzer, really cool guy, one of the smartest people that I knew at the time. Michael was a believer and mature in his faith. Just being able to be together and reading the Word and praying, that was very good and very instrumental in my life. One of the things that isn't easy for any immigrant is going into a new environment and not being able to be accepted because you're different, because you speak a different language, or because you look different. You're just not accepted. Kids are mean. Kids are always bullying other kids, and that wasn't the case with Farm Foundation. Everybody wanted to see you succeed. Your tutors would help you out with homework, and it's a place where you could be yourself, really. So Firm Foundation was still is a place where kids can come and be in community and engage in activities, learn how to read, learn how to write, learn the language. You know, for those of us that didn't speak English, I mean, it's great. It's awesome. God is working. You know, He's using Firm Foundation. He's using every single tutor that walks in that door, because some kids' lives are being changed for the better, for the good, and that's something that God is doing. And it's something that I saw over and over and over and over again. Firm Foundation planted the seeds, and 10 years later, those seeds has blossomed into beautiful trees, beautiful fruit.
One of the things that's been exciting to me is that every time we raise our expectations, the kids exceed the expectations. They go out on the job sites after having loaded their vehicles and work on the job sites. They build all the scaffolding, they do all the cleanup, they do a lot of hard, dirty work. It amazes me how hard they work. We are there until later in the afternoon, at which point they clean up and come home and then start all over the next day. But it's funny, I asked the kids, I said, what did you do last night? They said, I just rested. I was tired. But there's goodness in that, to see the dignity of a hard day's work, to see the excitement that I accomplished this with my own hands. I want them to be able to see a vision. Who am I created to be in God? And that's what we've struggled for. We want their hearts and their souls. We want them serving God in a productive way, and we want to be able to call them brother and sister. The other thing is that God is real. He's a powerful God that changes lives. And intellectually, I think I knew that, but it's something I see now on a regular basis as we see young men and women who don't have purpose, have a purpose, and grow in love and respect for one another. And as we see needs in the community being met. Mrs. Randall sat on her porch and she said, and she brought out a prayer journal and she said, look how long I've been praying for the kids to come and work on my house. She said she's been praying for 22 years. But she knew that God had answered her prayers. And she got to mention she lost her memory of almost anything. She didn't remember her kids and she didn't remember me. But that was actually part of the learning process for me, because when I went in to visit her and I said, hey, Mrs. Randall, do you remember me? She just shook her head. She said, no, dear, I don't remember you. I said, well, I worked with Harambe and we worked on your house. And she said, I remember Harambe. That's how God tucked one in my house.
I'd like to introduce you to one of our students here at the Freedom School. Mason Moore is in 2nd grade. Mason, can you tell us how long you've been here?
Kindergarten, 1st grade, and 2nd grade.
Tell us about your day at the Freedom School.
When I arrive at school, I eat breakfast, and then have chapel, and then I have math, and then I have reading, and then I have writing, and then I have specials, and then I have Bible, and then recess, and then lunch. And then it changes sometimes. So sometimes it's daily 5, and sometimes it's science, and sometimes it's social studies.
What's your favorite subject, Mason?
Reading.
What's your favorite book?
Little People, Big Dreams. Exceptional Men in Black History.
We have principles here at the Freedom School we try to live by. We call them our pearls of freedom. Mason, can you tell everyone what the pearls are?
Perseverance, excellence, academics, reconciliation, love.
Which one of the pearls is the hardest?
Academics.
Academics, really? Why do you say that?
Because sometimes I just want to sleep all day.
You're tired. Can you share your favorite Bible verse?
Then Jesus said to his disciples, "If anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for me will find it." Matthew 16, verse 24 and 25.
In particular with Health Connections, I think connection, that word, the second half of the name, is really well chosen, because Health Connections in general is about serving the most vulnerable, whether it be the disabled, elderly, or a refugee population. And one of the ways that we do that best is doing the home visits and building a personal relationship with them, building trust, becoming a constant in their lives that they can actually depend on and know that we're doing things in their best interest. But what I realize that a lot of our care receivers are experiencing is this lack of agency. They don't believe that even if they try, they'll be able to do what they want to do, or even if they voice something to their physician, it won't be heard or won't be listened to. And that makes them feel like they're just in this rut that they can't get out of. And when you feel like you're in a rut, it makes you less motivated to actually ask for help. When people are taking things day by day, it's the little things that really matter. Whether it be paying for their bills, or being able to go to the bathroom, being able to walk around easily within their own home. Helping with those little things brought a lot more satisfaction to myself, but a lot more aid to the care receivers than I had initially expected. I think volunteering in general is a privilege. Not everyone is in the position to be able to do it. And I think when you serve others, you also end up serving yourself. For a lot of people, it's being empathetic on a regular basis and consistently caring for people not involved in your daily life and your inner circle. It's hard. And just like how training builds endurance, like if you're working out, or if just regular, consistent behavior builds habits, I think volunteering builds empathy.
Favorite thing is the tater tots, because it tastes like the one what my mom makes. My favorite food is macaroni and hot dog. My favorite lunch is Malaysia food.
a drug addiction, and once I got locked up, you know, about the first like 3 weeks, about a month and a half, I said, man, I was in jail before I came to jail. I was a bartender. I was bartending before I got arrested, and one of the regulars was actually locked up in the pod that I was in. We saw each other, and he was like, "Hey man, come to church, come to services," and I'm like, "Go to services, man? Stop it," you know. And he just asked me again the next time they went to services, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna go." It felt so real, and actually, it felt like I was, you know, I was escaping. I had an escape while I was in there. Y'all didn't help us jump out no windows. Y'all ain't break no locks, but y'all help us set us free, okay? And that was just by sharing the good news, honestly. Inside Out, man, reminded us that we were human. I made a list. I said, the first thing I gotta do when I get out of here is find fellowship. When you have fellowship, you know, you have people that check on you, and you know, you have to be accountable for things, and it's like a true family friendship per se. Like these are good people that aren't gonna keep me in the darkness. And if I'm starting to fall back on the darkness, they're gonna turn that light back on for me. This is actually the best I've ever lived ever in my life. I found a church home. We're at Reach Church. I'm definitely an active member. I have a fiance now, a beautiful baby girl who just turned 1 year old. I started my own legitimate lawn care and landscaping business. You know, 2 years ago, I didn't have 2 good tires on a bicycle. Now I have 2 trucks, 3 trailers, and a 10 by 15 storage unit filled with landscaping equipment. Also, I have employed other fellow inmates that couldn't find jobs because of their records or whatever. Inside Out definitely held me down while I was inside, and now that I'm out, they're still inside of me, still with me every day.
Thank you very much for coming to our celebration dinner and listening to these stories of how Restore St. Louis is advancing God's kingdom. We appreciate your support and prayers.